Right, one thing I want to get to though, right, now that CSGO has ended, and now, like I say, for real. Now it's really ended. Like, there's no major, there's no Cologne. In fact, in theory, there's nothing. There's just Blast Showdown at the end of Pro League, right? So now it's safe to say, finally. Dude, the thing that does kill me, I have to say, is NiKo never winning a major. That actually... Of all the things, right, I can handle the other ones, Maniac, because here's how I do it, right? When I think of existence, that's actually totally on him. He was unable to get over whatever psychological issue he had. And I also think unfortunately for him, he had this classic problem, like we were talking about the IGLs, which is because his whole shit was basically like, I am more right than all of you, so listen to me. Well, if you're ever not right, that cracks that whole sort of mystique. Like, now suddenly you aren't the genius leader that everyone... That pokes a hole in it. So for that one... It sucks. I was a fan of his, but it just didn't happen. It makes sense that it didn't happen in a way if I actually look at the way it played out. Same with the Guardian one. Guardian was playing in fucking Na'vi. If people don't know, he's not a fluent Russian speaker. That's not even a language they were speaking in his country. Like, I always thought, dude, it's amazing you can even make the major final. Like, look, yeah, obviously you should have won the one against Cloud9. That goes out saying. But if people remember, Guardian played well in that match. Like, that one, again, it sucks he never won the major, but I can handle it. The NiKo one, I actually can't handle, Maniac. Because first of all, that PGL Stockholm one, dude, I think its performance losing at that major was as good as like most of the MVPs of majors I've ever seen. So that one kills me inside. And then secondly, it's the amount of chances he had. Bro, for real, if we go back now, yeah, forget mouse spots. I'm not counting that. He doesn't have to win in mouse. But from the moment he's in phase, we're talking like a solid, like 9 or 10 majors or something. Like, there's a lot of chances and it never happens. So I do think that will go down as like a tragedy, mate. Like, the idea of this guy, let's be real, he was better than most of the players that won the major. Like, the real joke is the only player I'm actually sure is better than him in Counter-Strike. Maybe Simple, that's it. Like, it's actually, I mean, I know he's got a chance in CS2, but I think it's going to be one of the all-time tragedies he'd ever won the CSGO major. This guy was more than good enough.
Yeah, he was more than good enough, but as you said, he also had plenty of opportunities. Like, the amount of participations he had, and you can always argue that in some of these rosters, he had probably players dragging him down a little bit. Sure, I think the numbers will probably support that claim, but that's also true for a whole lot of players who, in fact, did win majors and were able to win in spite of whatever weaknesses they had in their roster. And then not only do I consider... Because the way I see NiKo is that the NiKo that we have in the last, I want to say, 1.5 to 2 years, I feel like is way more mature than the one we had before. Like, he's way more complete. And maybe the numbers, in fact, I would say the numbers at the end of this year were crazy, but still, I think he's cleaned up a whole of his mistake. Like, he had a tendency to overplay, put himself way too much in danger, trying to take the game to his own hand way too much. I feel this is a much more... interesting and intricate version of NiKo that we have now, much more complete. I love the NiKo now more than I did even when he was in phase, even if arguably he was maybe more splashy and he was more impressive. The NiKo that we have now, I love it more. But hey, they fucked up like 2 major cycles where they were not even in a position to be competitive. Like, and then with this very lineup, we're actually on to win Katowice and Cologne. So how do you reconcile these facts? Because you cannot have it both ways.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. You cannot have it both ways. You cannot just say, well, he's obviously been encumbered with some dead weights who will never live up to his talent. But at the same time, suddenly, magically, this lineup is the same one that helps him lift the double with Katowice and Cologne, which is one of the craziest feats you can do in Counter-Strike. You do it, some of the most important event, most tenured event we have in the scene. So which is it? Does he take responsibility or does he not? You can't have your cake and eat it too. That you cannot have.
Also, you know what I've just realised is actually really gross when you think about it this way, is Cologne and Katowice used to be majors, mate.
I know. I know.
That's actually so evil. It's almost like he did the cursed monkey paw, you know. He got a monkey paw, but in like 2015, and he goes,
I know.
Eventually in my career, I need to win Cologne and Katowice. The monkey paw closes up. He's like, oh, perfect, I'm going to win now. The joke is he only wins when they're not majors anymore. That's
I know.
That's like, it's fucked at the end.
You asked for the wish, but you didn't word it properly. It's like, yeah, I want to win Cologne, Katowice as majors. Like, yeah, but they are not majors anymore. So you did win Katowice and Cologne. You got what you wanted. Give me your soul now. You're going to hell anyway.
To see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.